Nancy.
All right. I can face the music.
You don't feel nauseous yet?
No, I'm fine.
Excellent.
I didn't eat too much.
Good.
Haven't trotted. I really liked, I thought about your shoulder in like a leg yield.
Uh-huh.
Would that be appropriate to do right away? Or
Yeah.
should I?
Well, it's absolutely good. You know, and you kind of have to figure out every day what she feels like. So, you know, if you start a little bit always at the beginning saying, okay, how am I able to stretch? Is my connection good? How's my bend? How's the reaction off of my legs? It's going to tell you what you need a little bit. So the idea is that exercise we did yesterday with that sort of exaggerated bend leg yield idea, that was to help to get her a little more over her back and more coming through with that hind leg. So, you know, maybe today, because we took care of it yesterday, we won't need that exercise so much. So, you know, let's see. Let's do some trot and let's see where she is. Yeah, she says, let's do my canter. It's ever so much more wonderful. Yeah, but this is just always a good way to really push the horse toward an outside rein so that you can make them a little rounder with it. You know, if you don't have the bend, then and you use the outside rein too much, it usually just slows them down and makes the neck shorter. So, you know, the idea is that we like the outside rein, we know it has a job, but it also comes at the end of our half halt. So, all those other little bits have to be there. But I see the trot's already better today. And part of that is just your mindset, you know, that I'm not going to let you do that little shitty trot today.
Yeah, I know.
I know,
Who
damn
I'm in front of now.
I know, damn it, Tara.
Damn it, Janet.
See, that rhymes.
Yeah.
When people say damn it, I have to go, yes. And you know, I'm just fine if you do a little bit of trot and I think probably this is a good way to ride her is that you do a little bit of trot, you kind of get a little bit tired, and so then we go work a little bit on the canter, and then we go back to the trot. You know what I mean? Nobody says you have to do all the trot work first, Nancy. I mean, I love the old Grand Prix where you came in, you did one extended trot, and then you got to canter for a minute. Because my horse was like hell to sit. So that, you know, that one extended trot, I was like, oh, Jesus. So I was more than happy to canter. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah. So, but the trot's good today, right?
Yeah.
Yep. So let's shorten our reins. Let's put her in more of a working frame now. Now you have to think a little bit, make sure your walk aids are really clear, alternating legs, alternating seat, so that when you do walk between things, she's not sort of thinking, what are we doing? Are we going to trot? Are we going to canter? Are we going to do piaffe steps? Make it really, really clear. The more you teach her, the more sophisticated your aids have to be. That's right. That's right. So that everything is clear. And relaxed. There we go. And I think you really need to pay attention to the walk. And now it's good. You have to walk until she relaxes. Don't just make the walk something you do between the trot and the canter. Does that make sense? Good. Yeah, she has a nice walk, so we don't need to ruin that where the judges go, oh, that woman is ruining this horse's walk. Good. Okay, now let's canter. You can start with one circle. Think about your transition so it's nice and straight. Okay, not too much clucking wildly. Okay. We need that little clucker aid for our piaffe later on. We need to save that. Are you with me? And I'm here to tell you, they took a lot of points away at WAG for clucking, which I think is the first time the judges have actually nailed those international riders. Because Isabel will go right by you, look you in the eye and cluck. And like, what are you going to do about that? Like, oh, nothing. Good, nice shoulder fork. On the long side, make sure she's straight first, and a little forward, and then back. And then collect. Yeah. Little outside flexion every so often too. Careful in the canter, you don't always bend too much inside. Yeah, makes sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it puts them a little bit on that outside shoulder. A little shorter rein still. Let's hover a little bit more uphill. That's good. That's probably enough position to the inside unless you're doing a half pass. Good. Now forward. Uphill. Uphill. Yep, and collect. Okay, that was really boring. Okay, we want a little more excitement, Nancy. Go, come on, go girl, go. Eventing. There you go, now collect. Yes, good. Now really collect though, 10-meter circle. 10-meter circle, we need more of a difference on your pendulum. More of a difference between the paces. Circle again, shorten your reins. I don't care if she breaks. How much can you collect her? Put her on that hind leg. Make her sit a little bit. Bring that front end up. Yeah. Okay, now back to collected. Good job. Nancy, that canter is going to be before you extend and after you come back. Okay, turn. Now, really collect. Now go like a maniac. Go, girl, go. And now start to collect. And now very collected, like you're going to pirouette. More, bring her back, bring her back, bring her back. That's it, and then back to regular collection. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Because I tell you, and Sandy will agree with me, we are so sick of seeing no downwards transitions ever, cruising through the corner. So if you can really show differences on both ends, where you show more collection on either end before you go back to the collected, your transition score is going to go really high. That's much better. Shorten your reins a little bit. Just leave the neck so low in the canter. Good, one more, bring her back. And now go. There, we got a better reaction. Yay. And bring her back. And bring her back. Good. Perfect. Okay, walk. Good girl.
When you get more canter, it's easier to bring it back.
Yeah.
Right?
Let's just say this, when your reactions are better on both ends, riding is easier. Yeah?
Yep.
When she says, yes ma'am, life becomes much better than when she says, I'm not in the mood today. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing on the left lead. Are you ready? You did a really good job on the right lead, not letting her fall into your outside leg. So hooray. Don't forget that. So on the circle up there, now take your time in the walk. Don't just use it as a way to get to canter. Make sure you get a nice walk that's relaxed. But I want you to do a little bit of the very collected canter up there on the circle, just to practice that before you go. That's a better frame. Good for you. Keep the jump. It's got to be a smaller canter, not a slower canter. Okay, collection actually has more RPMs. A little quicker tempo, make it a little quicker, Nancy. Tickle her with the whip a little, say, come on. Come on, girl, jump, jump. Jump, jump. Get that hind leg working. Quick, 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 quick. There it is, better. Good, now back to collective. Good, through the corner. A little more forward for your collection. Uh-huh. Good, that's right. Keep the jump. That left hind's a little slow, gets a little lazy. Straighten first. Uh-huh, now go. Nice. Start to come back. Supple, supple. Little bend and give. Don't let it get stiff in that left rein. Good. That's right. If you get stiff in the inside rein, the outside rein's not going to work. Nice job. Good mama.
Good.
Super. There you go. And this just has to be part of your riding. Not that you ride around boring, boring, boring in the same canter all the time. You know what I mean? There's always those little tests. Yay, good. And you don't even have to go all the way down the long side. You can go halfway. Or you can go 3 strides through the short end. Good. Good. Now, bend more right there. So we're going to half pass down center line. Half pass left. Head toward P as in Paul. And bend. No, 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 no. Go to C as in Charlie. C as in center line. Good. Point your shoulders toward P. Left leg keeps the canter. Left leg keeps the canter. Okay, good with your shoulders. Did you dream about that last night? You must have. My gosh, look at that right shoulder stretch. Yay.
You want to do the left again?
That was good. When you do it good, you don't have to do it again.
Yes,
You know the
I
German
laid
riding
in
lesson?
bed like this.
I know. Yeah, that was good. I was like, oh, look at her. Okay, let's do the right half pass. Super job. But see, the walk, you're not using walk aids and you're clucking like a maniac. So she's not walking. I don't know what that is. That's the Nancy. We don't have a score for that that's above a 5. Make sure your walk aids are really clear, Nancy, all right? Yeah, you don't put both legs on her. That's Piaffe aids. Good. Now canter. And if you feel like she gets behind your leg in the walk, then give her one big kick with one leg. Does that make sense? That's much more productive. Now bend, and you're going to half pass right to victory. Inside leg keeps her going a little forward toward the letter. Yep, so you finished 3 meters too soon. So, look, when we write tests and we say we want you to go to victory, we frickin' mean it. We don't mean go somewhere within mortar range. We want you to go to victory because we want to see that you can control that forward. Does that make sense? So every time all of you little lambs, when it says go to G and you end up getting to I or you end up 5 meters, we take 0.5 off. It's got to be precise. Try it again. Better with the walk. Good job. jump, but make it a little bit more crisp, and make sure you go to V. It's the inside leg takes her to V. Good, good. Now ride her forward off your left leg for the change. Big, good work. Okay, good. Circle once, shorten the reins. I'm going to write that on your tombstone. Your reins are too long. Shorten your reins, good. On the diagonal, FXH, and I'm saying that so you stay on the diagonal. 3 flying changes, quarter line X, quarter line. Canter, canter, same canter. Good. Canter, 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 good. Oops. Yo, Nancy. Did her shoulders touch H? No. And what happened in the last change? It was bad. Because she's drifting into your leg. Come back here. On the left rein, you've got to feel these things. This is why the accuracy is so important. It's not just that we're obsessed with it. If the horse doesn't go where you want them to go, they start leaning against your leg. Does that make sense? Uh-huh. And so guess what happens? You have a mistake in the changes. So instead of getting a 7, you have a 5. That's times 2. Do you want to be like everybody else, or do you want to be like Nancy the Great?
I want to be like Nancy.
I thought so. Circle once, organize the canter, tap, tap, get her a little bit quicker. She gets a little lazy. Do you feel her head bouncing up and down?
Yep.
Okay, that's because her acid's not working. Make that girl work. Yeah. Okay, now FXH. Mean it. Own that diagonal. Nice. Nice. Yes, okay. Go there, touch that letter. All right. 3 changes again. Pay attention to every single half halt. Make sure that new inside leg really activates that hind leg and puts her up against that new outside rein. Keep the canter jumping. There. Look at K. Left leg, right leg. Good. Left leg. Uh-huh. Good catch. That's a girl. Good for you. Okay. Have a little break. And then we're going to make you count. Good. So Nancy, that half halt before the change has to become so automatic in your body and your thought process. Because once we start counting, you can't be thinking about that anymore. You have to only be thinking about the counting. Right. Okay? Yep. So when you work on your changes, they're pretty much straight, and those things are all good. I can't complain except that little bit of drifting there. But what I can complain about is I think sometimes you just do the aid. You don't think about the half halt, okay? Yeah. And every single movement now has a different half halt. Right. Okay, we're sophisticated. So the horse is going to be tense if you just do the aid and they don't know really what's going on, and then the aid surprises them. Okay? But if they know the specific half halts for everything, then they get calm. And that's why I'm complaining about your walk aids, because they're too much. If I put you on one of Tira's horses that had a good piaffe, you would live in piaffe. You wouldn't be able to walk. Okay? Yeah. So this is important that we start to separate these aids out and be really specific. Right. So when you're on the left lead canter, if you think about Put your aids in the left loop canter. And you're gonna change to the right. Okay, you change the flexion to the right. Your right leg stays back and becomes the active leg. It says, giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, because it's activating the new inside hind, which is back there, and it's putting it up into the new outside rein. So that when you do the aids, boom, change your legs, she lands and she's already on that new outside rein for the half hop.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
So that's the important thing. She gets a little lazy in the canter, and that's what creates the mistakes in your changes.
Right.
So that half hop, you have to think about activating that new inside hind a little more.
Yep.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right, because that, you've got to do that without thinking, because now we're going to do 3/4. Okay? So now our brain has to be more concentrated on the counting, and our body just has to know how to do the half hops. And our body has to also know that we do not lose that diagonal no matter what. Good with the walk. Yay. If I get one thing done this weekend, that walk, I'm going to be so happy. And I fixed your shoulder and half pass left for now too. Yay.
That was only one.
Yay. Okay, little shorter reins. It's got to be more uphill. Now make her a little quicker. Body back. Sit, sit, tap, tap. There's a bit. Come on, active, active, jumping. I know she gets a little cranky. So what? Yeah, there. Feel that one?
Yep.
That's what we want. Okay, now you go on the diagonal. We try 3/4. Now, that last one, you always muff that. Gotta fix that. 3/4 again. Shorten your reins. Active, 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 active. Good, active. Thank you. Good. That was the idea. 3/3. Keep the reins short, keep your butt in the saddle, keep your upper body back. Tall, uphill, uphill, uphill. But why did we give up our line of travel?
I make mistakes.
Don't do that. You make her go into that corner. You need to be a meaner mommy. I need to convince you ladies to be mean for an hour a day. It's okay. She will still love you. Good? Okay, perfect 4s. Now we're doing 3s. Now she is 3 times in a row drifted to the right. Okay, so after that middle change, you better leg yield her a bit off that right leg. 3/3s, jumping, jumping. Get her off that right leg, kick her over there. And change, good. Shorter reins. 3 chimpy changes, 3 every 3 now. Yay! 3 every 2. She's just concentrated. She's doing it. You got this, girl. You got it. You've got to do the change aid on 1 and. 1 and change. 1 and change. Okay? Good for you for not letting her go over there. Keep her jumping. One and change. One and change. It's going to be fast. Yay!
Carried away.
Yeah, you should have stopped while you were ahead. All right, have a little break. Good at the beginning though, huh? So here's the thing. On the twos, it's one and on the and you do the change eight.
Yeah.
Yep. So if you think 1, 2, and then change, you've done a 3.
You're doing threes.
Yeah, let her have a long range. Good. And then the one tempies you can't think at all. But she's ready to do some twos.
Oh yeah, he can do twos. He can do 10 twos if I'm in the right place.
Mm-hmm.
But
do you understand that drifting? As soon as that happens, that it stops the changes. I mean, they just, maybe with 4s, you can still have time to fix it in between, but even then it creates mistakes. Okay, I know you're dying to go back to trot to do some trot half passes. Think about the walk aids, yeah? Good. And I think he can have his head up a little higher now for the trot too. Everything's working well. Left, right. When you feel that rib cage swing into your leg, squeeze back and then take it off. Good. So if you feel it gets lazy, then when the rib cage swings into your leg, that's the leg you would give him a kick with and then take it off. Good. Okay, trot. Your choice to post or sit, but you don't have a choice on the big trot. Nice. Good girl. Yeah? Good. Same trot, same trot, same trot. Much better. So at least now we have the same trot. We don't have 10 different ones like we had yesterday. Keep the same, keep the same, keep the same. One more shoulder in. And then we'll come half pass left from C. We're going to P as in Paul. No. Charlie. Charlie to Paul. One, two. Stretch that right shoulder. Stretch it so the haunches don't lean. Stretch that right hand forward a little bit. Right hand, outside hand forward. There you go. There we go. Yay. Go. Yeah, take a little break posting, but don't let the trot change. Good. And then when you're ready, we're going to sit and do some shoulder in, right? Shorten the reins again. Big, up in front of you, Nancy. Good, now sit. You need to suffer a bit for the sport. Good girl. Shoulder in. Nice. Control the angle. And straighten. Good, 2, 1, 2. Center line, half pass right. We're going over there to whatever that is, S I think. A little more inside leg. Ride that forward, ride it forward. Good, big. Torture yourself, one more time around. Hang in there, very good. And now walk, good. See, you lift. You didn't throw up.
I have to be
horse that moves like this, if you think in your head that you need to feel like you're not moving, you have the wrong feeling. You know, with a horse that really moves, you're going to have to feel like you're moving to absorb that much energy. And when you look at the video, you'll be like, oh, that looks pretty darn good. You know, and I know I've been there where I just felt like, oh my God, I've got to look like Raggedy Ann.
No, it felt good. It felt.
And then I looked at it myself and I'm like, oh, that's pretty good, all right. You know, and then you finally realize you can't sit a big trot without feeling some motion in your body.
That's right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But the strength here in your core keeps you stable. Yeah? So really, that looked really darn good.
Thanks. You know what it is? I feel like if I get him that forward in front of my leg, it's not going to be perfect. I'm going to pull, but I just have to do it because that's what I did. A shoulder in, I just and then.
Well, let me tell
I'm
you.
such a wimp.
Sometimes, when you have more power, the horse, of course, gets heavier in your hand. That makes perfect sense to me.
But he didn't.
Because a Western pleasure horse that has like no impulsion, there's no weight in your hand.
Yeah.
Right? So with a big powerful horse, sometimes, yeah, you get a little more weight, but that's okay because you have a tool, you have an app that you can half halt and let go and fix that a bit. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. But in the long run, if he's underpowered, you're going to have more difficulties in the contact than this way.
Definitely. Felt good.
It's awesome.
Thank you.
You're the cutest. Are you coming tomorrow with him?
No.
No.
I'll see you in a month.
Okay. Excellent. So I want you to practice some twos. Don't do more than 3. Once you can do 3, 90% of the time, do 5. Once you can do 5, do 7. Does that make sense?
Yep.
The key to that, you have to keep thinking the half halt. So when you do those 3 changes, quarter line X, quarter line, you don't worry about the count at first. Okay? I want you to think about the line of travel and making that half halt really correct. Okay? And if you feel him drifted, don't change, do that leg yield.
Okay.
Make that correction.
Okay.
Say, no, you're not allowed to drift into that right leg when I prepared you. Okay? It's a little bit, when you flex him right, he tries to go that way. He needs to know that the bend has nothing to do with the direction. Okay? And then next month, we can start some of the exercises for the zigzags.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So and that's going to have another submission thing for him and another you really having to think through the pieces. And I think, you know, you're a good rider and you're a smart lady. We just have to give you the tools and the pieces, and then you can work on them.
Yeah.
Okay?
Thank you.
So
That
that's
was
where
really good.
That's
Thank
where we're going. So remind me next time that we need to look at your twos and we need to start the zigzags.
Okay. And we need to be forward in front of the leg.
Well, that I'll remember on my own.
Thank you. That was great.
Good job.
Thank you.
Yay.
Brought to you by Equestrian Video Productions LLC.